honestly, I would advise caution on this news story because, first of all, we've got to get this into context. The reality about this was that the world did not realize the extent of the pandemic in China, because it is quite clear now that China suppressed and hid information for whatever reasons we may yet discover, and that the World Health Organization, which has serious questions to answer, did not tell the rest of the world that this was a pandemic that was more than likely to spread.
With respect, Mr. Duncan
wait a minute,
Let me interject there. I'm asking the questions, Mr. Duncan Smith. I'm asking the questions. I am asking the questions, Mr. Duncan Smith.
Let me finish this
I
point,
am asking the questions.
The reality here
if you let me interject there.
You've asked me a question, let me finish
But what you're saying strictly isn't true, is it?
No, let me
You said the World Health Organization didn't inform the world about the threats. That's not true, is it? They told the world about the threat in January, so we were clear as to the dangers facing the country as early as January. Is that right or is that wrong?
No, that is wrong. The reality is that the World Health Organization did not interrogate China as they should have done about the release of the data. And most countries in the West were certain that this was under control in China. It turns out that it was not. That is the biggest problem. The second bit about this, which is quite critical, is that right now, every single country in the world is looking for exactly the same equipment. PPE equipment is exactly the point. Every other country is much in the same boat. It's not as though the UK is suddenly isolated in this. Every other country is having to cope with what is an unprecedented pandemic. And the point I'm trying to make, where you're interrupting me, was that this is a process which the government is trying desperately to get on top of and has been since the beginning. There are questions, yes, that will be asked, but later on, not now. We have no idea who's leaking this information, whether they're disgruntled or not. We don't know. But the reality is, questions will be asked, but it's right to ask them once we've completed this process, got on top of this, and then managed to get the country back up and running, which is absolutely fine.
Former Conservative Party leader Iain Duncan Smith speaking to me a short while ago.